What's your review?
All right. I talked to you briefly about this before, but I watched Gunpowder
No
Milkshake.
Please don't spoil this because I still need to see it.
Okay.
And I want to watch it.
Yeah, I think if anything, this will help you. So this is, just came out this year, released on the Netflix. I'm gonna butcher this director's name, Navat Papashadow. I don't know. I cannot.
That was good.
Thank you. He directed it. I think did he also help write it? No, he did not help write it. He hasn't done too much. Like he did like one of the segments in ABC's of Death.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like this is like first time for like a big, bigger movie. And so I think you can see that. You can see that throughout the film where it's a little bit, he took a lot of styles and shoved them into this film. But I liked it. I thought that worked. This is a very stylized film where you saw like, you kind of like see like, oh, this is like this movie. Oh, it's like that movie. So he like took from that. And I thought that part was really interesting. And I guess I should tell you what it's about. It is it's John Wick-esque type of film where you have a company that has like assassins on the payroll, basically, that they carry out all their dirty work. And that's and they use I guess they use a lot of females apparently. And so this is a very female-driven film. You got Karen Gillan, Nebula. You might know her from Guardians of the Galaxy. You've got Lena Heady, the chick from Game of Thrones, the Queen. Who else? Oh, Carla Gugino. Oh, man, I suck at last names.
They're hard to say. But I'm not gonna lie.
That chick though, I love her. She's from like Gerald's Game on Netflix and the Haunting of Hill House. I really like her as an actress. She's really cool. There's Michelle Yeoh from Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. There's Angela Bassett, and there's Paul Giamatti, not a female.
Correct.
But the cast is great. I liked how they got kind of older women to do this, except for Karen. She plays the daughter of Lena, and she's the new hotness, the new assassin for the firm is what it's called. And they put her onto an assignment to like go get some money that this guy stole from the firm. And she goes out like, all right, let's go get the money. And it turns out like the reason why he did that is because someone kidnapped his daughter. This is all very early in the film, and like during this altercation, is she shoots him like in the gut, but then tries to save him. Like, all right, I understand why you did this. Let me help you and help my company. And so she goes down this path and just everything goes to shit. She does save the girl, loses the money. And then obviously now it's her against the firm.
Nice.
Yeah. So it's her, all these people coming at you, just like in John Wick. I will not, the action's probably not to that level, but I enjoyed the action for the most part. I really did. Like they did a lot of fun, interesting things for me that I haven't quite seen before. But some of the action scenes, I thought it took a little while to like kind of ramp up, or you thought it was like, oh, this is a little bit too choreographed, and like I didn't, almost like unbelievable.
Okay.
But the soundtrack and how it was shot, I thought made it so that you can look past that and it was enjoyable to watch. There's some other stuff. There was a lot of there was some slow motion, and I got, especially with a lot of the older women that were in there, like they were like librarians that you go to them to like get new weapons or exchange your weapons, and they just had like all these different things in books, which I thought was like pretty cool gimmick for this assassin world.
I did love that for the trailer where they're like, "Oh, I'd like a Jane Austen,"
Yeah.
and I was like, "Okay, that's pretty damn funny." I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I like that a lot, and um, they get involved in this action, and they have a good time. But again, you can kind of tell, like, all right, I think they had to, you know how like in like the first, like James Bond, not James Bond, the Bourne movie,
Jason Bourne.
yeah, Jason Bourne, the Bourne Identity, where like that fight sequences, like every single one was like kind of like sped up, so it looked really weird. Like sometimes like that was I got some of those, or like they did it where like it was slow motion, and so like you get away like, all right, they're doing these stunts that they're probably not that great at, but the way they incorporated everything, like they've really made some really cool shots. And so again, the directing I think saves this movie in my opinion, which I think a lot of people actually dislike that part. For me, I enjoyed it. Also, I thought the writing was cool. I love this world. I think they're already making a sequel, and I'm totally in for a sequel because they just made a cool world, not that far off from John Wick and everything, but it just fit. And now they're females instead of Keanu Reeves. So I liked it. Again, some like the dislikes though were more like the, just being able to tell like, all right, that looked a little bit poor. Like that action sequence was a little poorly done, or you can tell like it was very rehearsed, and also just the a little bit of the writing was a little bit corny. But again, it's kind of similar to yours. It was just like, it's very interesting, but there's some shortcomings to it for sure. Okay. But I think overall though, it's fun. It's flawed but interesting.
That's the best for a movie.
Yeah.
Like, I get to have a good time.
Absolutely. And I had a great time with this film, and I would totally watch it again. Like, if there's a part where she can't use her hands. Her hands are asleep, and so you have her like doing all this crazy, flipping her.
Okay, that's just damn funny.
Yeah, like,
I'm sorry,
it was great, and how they utilized the kid too, I thought was very interesting. Like, for this movie, they did, I think, in my opinion, more right than wrong, so that you want a sequel.
Nice.
Yeah. So check it out. It's on Netflix.
Now, did this have the evil Netflix fallacy that or just kind of like the Netflix negativity aura that people put on it, that the fact that it wasn't made by a big Hollywood studio and it was made by Netflix, that taint that kind of people have?
I think Netflix bought this. This is not.
Oh, I thought it was made by them.
Yeah, no, I think this is along the lines of like the whole whatchamacallit, like the new Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Like it was purchased. It was already made and they bought it. I think this was supposed to have like somewhat of a release, and then COVID hit, and then they bought it. So like I think actually Netflix, like, COVID might have been one of the greatest things that happened to Netflix, in my opinion, or just streaming services in general, because a lot of these companies have gotten like movies that they wouldn't normally get. And I think that's helped. And they got a lot more viewership because people were just buying all these subscriptions because they had nothing else to do. We're stuck in our houses. So I think it's helped because we're getting a lot more better quality films, in my opinion.
Yes. I know I was terrified about that with streaming services opening up, because like, oh my God, we're going to have too much talent out there, but it's not going to be like concentrated. If that makes sense. Like, I don't know if we'll ever see a blockbuster again.
Oh, no. I mean, you will. Absolutely. I mean, wouldn't you call
we won't.
The
They're all
Suicide
closed
Squad?
down now.
That was block. Oh, yeah.
See what I did there?
Yeah, I did. You still get blockbusters.
Oh, of course.
All these Marvels, like, I do think it's changed slightly, and like in their approach to how they're gonna do, release this. A lot more stuff is coming out quicker now, but we're still like in this weird situation with this pandemic. So like, I don't know. Yeah. Like,
hopefully we'll be able to get back to normal though.
Yeah, and I also just, I haven't, for me personally, there's so many things I'm like, oh yeah, I kind of want to see that, but it hasn't been enough to like, oh yeah, I need to go do that. Like sadly, like these streaming services are higher on my list because it's just convenient now. When situations start changing, I'll try to get right back to the movies because I do enjoy going to the movies. But people's lives, shit happens sometimes. You're not able to go to the movie theaters.
We are a family podcast. Fuck, Peter.
Oh, yeah.